Hey guys, it's Danielle from Paper Milkshake and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would hop on here today and do a little craft with me. And I'm going to be playing with this take one, make one and pass it along to another Aussie challenge, I guess, or hopla. Excuse me. The beautiful Elisha Wagman sent me some surprise mail that I received about a fortnight ago. And it was huge. Oops, how did that get in there? And in that happy mail, she sent me one of these, which is the Dear Lizzie, It's All Good. I think it says All Good. Yeah, It's All Good collection standouts. And the idea of this hoplop or swap is that you take any embellishment you'd like, but then you have to make one, add it to the embellishment pack and pass it on. And then that next recipient can either take your embellishment or another embellishment, make one, add it to the packet, pass it on, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So I thought I'd switch on the camera as I play with this. And I grabbed whatever It's All Good stuff that I have left in my collection, which a lot of these are actually from my friend Elisha, Love Letter Generation. So you can see I've used quite a bit there, quite a bit of the sticker pack and the chipboards, but I thought we could make use of whatever I've got left in here. And then I made a little rosette this morning using one of the pattern papers from my 6x8 pad, which I have yet to hot glue together. And I've punched out 2 hearts to seal that off. And then the other thing I was going to use was one of the 6x8 cut aparts that I just trimmed 3 little cottage houses. You guys know I'm obsessed with houses and cottages. So we're going to see if we can work this into our project today. So, hey, it's a bit loud, girls. Now, I really like the pink and the pie in this, so I think I'm going to take that out and replace it with a decorated rosette. So let's get started. The first thing I'll need to do is actually finish off this rosette base. So I'm just going to grab my hot glue gun. Probably should have done a little bit of prep and setting up for this video, but I didn't have much time this morning while I wrangled the kids. Just set up my little hot glue gun and let that warm up. In the meantime, I'm just going to do a little bit of planning and organizing. So I like to put a little heart on the front and a little heart on the back. I've actually changed my mind. I think that heart, I'm thinking that heart might be too big. No, it should be fine. No, I think I like a big heart. If I put the big heart, no, it's not too imposing. Yeah, I think we'll keep that size because we're going to be layering this right up, which means you won't see much of the heart anyway. Yeah, you're not going to see much of the heart, so I think we can stick with this size. And what I've done is I've punched 2 hearts because one goes on the front, the other goes in the back, where I'm going to be, back of the rosette, where I'm going to be putting my little foam tape on. And how pretty is that peach paper? I will grab my pad and show you. There's the It's All Good collection, and it's this, I don't know how these hooray stickers, I think my daughters must have grabbed hold of my hooray stickers and stuck it everywhere. It's that gorgeous peach paper, and doesn't it make the prettiest rosette? So gorgeous. I had to play with that one. Had a lot of fun selecting the paper for this little project. What's happened? And I want to just get this out because I want to be able to incorporate this beautiful Gutermann iridescent thread, which I'm obsessed with. I want to add that to my project, so getting that ready. And I'm just having a look for my tweezers. Find my tweezers, but I was hoping I could also do some sequence clusters as well. There we go, found them. Just get my tweezers ready for sequence clusters, and got a little vial of sequins that I just happen to have made ages ago, and the colors go perfectly with. It's all good. So I think my glue gun is just about warmed up now. Doesn't take long. It's just a little mini glue gun, but it doesn't take long to get this one ready. It doesn't take long for it to warm up. Sort of right at the end of this glue stick now, so I had to give it a little bit of a press to help it along. Okay. I think there are many ways that you can assemble these Tim Holtz rosettes. I think Tim Holtz himself has a little video sharing tips on how you can actually assemble them or how you want to glue them, but this is generally how I like to do it. So it's pretty simple. And while I'm holding that down and that's drying, I actually just want to say a huge thank you to Elisha Wagman. You got to be specific about which Elisha you're talking about, because there's quite a few Elishas out there in the community. I want to thank Elisha Wagman for initiating this idea, this take one, make one, pass it along, without which I would not have thought of doing something so fun. And this may well be one of the only ones that have happened or gone around in Australia. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how successful this is around my Aussie friends. This will go to, you know, my Aussie friends, whether it's Maddie or Elisha or any other crafter. I don't have that many Aussie pen pals, believe it or not, but I hope it does go around and that everyone has fun with it. Okay, so our base rosette is done. And I'm just going to grab my foam squares. I think I'll use the rest of my Anko ones and some of this one here. Okay, so let's start playing with the layers. I believe the first thing I might need to do is actually get, I think I need a structure for this. Something to sit at the back. Oh, look, I really like the lemon. The lemon or one of these blues. Okay, let's start with the blue. Oh, I never noticed that there's words down the bottom here. I'm gonna have to incorporate that. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with a little ticket. Not sure whether I will end up using this, but hopefully I do. I'm going to use the foam tape first. And then I love the lemon. The lemon is so pretty, but I don't want to hide the lemon yet. So let's grab the little piggy. How cute is the little piggy? It's so sweet. And this one I will pop onto some foam squares. I'm quite a disorganized crafter, you guys. I'm not very good at organizing my things into collections. To be honest, I don't have that many Dear Lizzy products, so I kind of just throw all my Dear Lizzy products into one gigantic box. And I find that actually, I find it actually a pretty good idea to put different collections of the same designer into one box, because it kind of encourages you to mix your collections. And I find like the Cheese Magic and Dear Lizzy, It's All Good collection actually goes quite well together. I made that a little bit bigger than I want it to be, so I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. Just a little bit of threading. I don't want too much. And I quite like how messy and sort of unstructured that threading adds to a little embellishment like this. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect circles. And I find even these metallic ones do an even better job at that, at like getting sort of that really messy look about it. Just sits really well. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting an inkling that these little houses might not make their way into the project, so let me just play with it for now, or maybe it will. Yeah, I think it will. Okay, let's add the houses. Are you alright, sweetie? Do you need some help? Oh, you look so fun on you. Okay. Did it bump you in the nose? Yeah. You alright? Clara, go back. Did you put it back up? That needs 2 layers. And I've used my last Anko foam square. Hooray! Love using up stuff. It's a very good problem to have when you have too much stuff. Okay, don't worry about how unusual that looks at the moment, because we're going to continue our layers. We haven't quite finished yet. Going to have a look in here again. Perhaps even my, these are all a little bit too big. So I'm just going to have a look at my stickers and see which one we can make fit. I quite like those glasses and the camera and the lemon. Let's do the lemon wedge. Let's go with the lemon wedge. It's a very unusual shape though, isn't it? It is an unusual shape. I have to put that back. How about the lemon? That's better. I think I like that a little bit better. Yep, I like that. Okay, this one's gonna have foam tape. I don't end up seeing much of that threading at all, much of that thread, but that's okay. That's cool. Live and let live. Here we go. And I think the last little layer will be that little statement, gold statement there that says #love. Very cute. perfect. That's exactly what I want it to look like. Really good. Good outcome. It's turning into quite the chunky embellishment, but you guys know that I fluctuate between very chunky and more simple or clean crafting, as Elisha refers to it. She referred to me as a clean crafter, which I never thought I was, but yeah, I guess I'm not really down that sort of, I'm not in that sort of shabby category, so I guess you could describe me as a clean crafter. Okay, there we go. That's the majority of it more or less done. Now what I'm going to do is just add some sequins clusters to that. I did pull out a little butterfly that I made, and I'm wondering whether I can add that to the project. So let's put that aside for now and just work out what kind of sequence cluster we want. I wanted to get a little, yeah, I can get a little turquoise one out. So let's go with matte, silver, pink, and a little glitter one. If we can make a cluster out of that, that'd be good. There we go. I reckon we can add the little butterfly. I'm not entirely sure where it belongs, but fluffing up its little wings. You have to do that with my embellishments. You've got to make sure you get those wings up. And it's just made out of some All Heart vellum, not All Heart, Sweet Story vellum and Sweet Story pattern paper, which works fine on this little rosette. Okay, let's see if our hot glue gun is ready to go, which I think it is. You don't have to live in fear, 'cause for the first time in forever, I will be right here. Please go back home, your life awaits. Go enjoy the sun and open up the gates. You mean well, just let me be. Yes, I'm alone, but I'm alone and free. Frozen on rotation again. I've completely cocked that up and put way too much glue on that. So let's see if I can get another. There we go. Just grabbed another little. Do people use hot glue for their sequence clusters? Because I find hot glue to be a little bit too messy and hard to control for sequence clusters, and they can end up really chunky and yuck, and you get glue everywhere. So if anyone has recommendations for another type of like liquid glue, I'd really appreciate it. Please let me know. Okay, and that is more or less done. I am going to add one more thing because, you know, once I start decorating, I can't stop. So I thought I would just add some little jemmies, just a few more, and then we're going to be pretty much finished. There we go, guys. So there is the finished product. I am very, very happy with that. I think that turned out super cute, very chunky, and I will now add it to our package. So I am going to declare this one mine. Thank you very much, Elisha. And I'm going to pop foam tape on the back of my rosette. And what I want to do is just run, I usually run that on my hand just a few times to take, whoops, to take some of that sticky off. Otherwise my pen pal will have a lot of difficulty pulling that off the package. There we go. That it stands out a bit, doesn't it? It's very obviously not part of this, but like part of the products, but you know, you get the idea. I do wonder what the rules are, like whether I just assumed when I talked about this in the beginning of the video, I just assumed that you're allowed to take someone else's embellishment, that you don't have to take like the original embellishment, but I'll just be interested to see whether there's any specific rules around that. So there we go. There is a Dear Lizzie, take one, make one, and pass it along to another Aussie. I am so thankful to Elisha for initiating this idea. I had lots of fun making that with you guys today, and I'm looking forward to sending this off. Thank you all for watching. Bye, guys.